Alright guys, hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. I'm back with the F1 2021 My Team career mode for the Portuguese Grand Prix. Here in this one we've got some points to spend as well. We got 2k and we're gonna grab some drag reduction upgrades as well. No, I'm gonna go rear downforce because having too much front downforce isn't a good thing. We've also got a decent look on the powertrain. Do that and positioning, and maybe even an improved materials on the gearbox as well. So we are looking good for R&D. In fact, can I do another one? No. Yeah, but we are looking good on the R&D side of things. We've got a marketing department event. They've asked if Schwartzman's ever do a meet and greet. No, I'm not going to try and lose his focus just for some points and stuff. Aerodynamics upgrade as well. So we're going to jump in to the Algarve International Circuit in Portugal. And let's jump through into qualifying. We are here for a qualifying for the Portuguese Grand Prix. This could be a pretty important one around Portimao because it looks like there is rain coming on race day, so qualifying could mean everything in the tricky wet conditions here in Portugal. In practice, I did practice 2 in car and we were P5, a couple hundredths of a second off Charles Leclerc, 9/10 of a second off Hamilton and Verstappen at the top. But being that close to the Ferraris is quite good, and we've got to pull in a decent lap here as Leclerc does a 19.2, and I think in FP2 did about 1:20.5, but obviously with qualifying settings we should go a decent way faster, and if we can't, well then we'll have to look to make it up in the race day tomorrow. But yeah, hopefully we can. Get this one done and dusted here as we fly down into this part of the track, and it's 1:20.5, which isn't great. We're going to be overtaken by a decent amount of cars in that, so this could be problematic for us, and we'll have to see if we have to do a second run in this session. So we're here for our second run in Q1, too close to call this one, and we have to go again. We should only need to gain to about maybe just ahead of Sebastian Vettel. I don't know how far that is, but this will be our final run, because using 3 sets of tyres it's just going to put us dead last in Q2 anyway, as we make up a 10th in the first sector. We got 2 laps of fuel left as we continue to try and fly around this Algarve International Circuit, gaining 5 tenths already. Maybe we need to go out later on in the sessions to make this work. We obviously have the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix this weekend. I'm recording it well, for what is, for me, the day before ep3 qualifying, after Hamilton just topped 2 sessions in a row. As we're flying down here and across the line to gain 8 tenths and actually go 11th overall, and we'll jump through to the end of the session and see if that's enough for us to keep ourselves into Q2. So here we are then through in P11. We're gonna have to get another 10th if we want to try and make it through to Q3, but Bottas 5 tenths of a second up, not 5 tenths, but an 18.5, as we're going to jump through to our first lap in Q2. We're here for our final lap in Q2. I did run one on a scrub set. This is our good set. We are the front of the pack. Some cars are not going to be making it round unless they're already on quick laps. Although I don't think they are. I think we're kind of one of the last ones, as you can see some overcast clouds there, maybe some rain to end off in Q3, as there are some cars going around. We've gained 2 tenths as Hamilton goes fast, so I think some cars were already on qualifying runs. These are the laps that have to count though. This is our final lap in Q2. Sergio Perez goes fastest in Q2 though. Will his time be beaten? We've got to have a look. There are some cars still to cross the line. We've got to cross the line, but we won't go quicker. I think Bottas is yet to finish his lap as he's behind us. But we need to gain, I think, more than 6 tenths if we're going to be through to Q3. There you go, 8 tenths, that's more like it. 9 tenths, maybe a second through this final sector. A lot gained as we're going to come home. I want to say that was P9, but it could have been a little bit worse. Hopefully we are through into Q3 and can get our lap. And if it loads, we are out in P11. So we'll have to jump through to the race and maybe give ourselves a good start. But that is quite annoying. We were a 10th off Pierre Gasly's time though. So maybe could have made that up. But yeah, let's jump through into the race.
Circus has made its way to the southern coast of Portugal this week, and it's preparing for what I expect to be a terrific race here in Portimao. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Perez, Charles Leclerc and Norris, Ricciardo, Sainz, Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda. The owner driver, Ocon, Fernando Alonso and Vettel, Stroll, Russell, Robert Schwartzman and Antonio Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, Raikkonen, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the...
Alright, so we're here for this one. The one stop on the intermediate is the strategy. 28 kilograms of fuel to get us through this 17 lapper around the Algarve International Circuit here in Portugal. It's lights out and away we go. And we're off to a shakier start than normal, although Ocon can come at us, although we can go around the outside of the two Alpha Tauris, getting us into the points paying positions, and we dive down the inside of Norris, Ricciardo, Sainz, the two McLarens and a Ferrari into turn 3. Now on this back DRS straight, there won't be any DRS in this race, as there is a long time, as I'm told by Jeff, my engineer, that we're getting somewhere on the ICE as we dive down Leclerc in the braking zone. Too slow for my liking, and we're up to P5 from our P11 grid slot, as we're going to try and now chase after Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas ahead in the Red Bull and the Mercedes. The championship fight is with Max Verstappen and Red Bull early on in this season, as we get a little twitch of the rear for this one. But if you guys are looking to see more content from the Formula 1 game, and especially when the next one comes out mid next year, even though we're not even at Christmas yet, but yeah, maybe at the beginning of another My Team, as we fly on to the end of this lap. Verstappen with the fastest, he leads us down to turn 1. He has a healthy gap on Lewis Hamilton, you can see that on the mini-map, as well as Hamilton a decent gap to Bottas, and Bottas an okay gap to Sergio Perez, and then about 1.6 second gap back to us. Then Charles Leclerc keeping in 1 second, but that does not mean anything because no DRS in the rain. I think it should be pretty easy to defend this P5, and hopefully we can stick with this through the laps and give ourselves a nice and easy, I won't say buffer, but give ourselves a nice and easy race to just defend from Charles Leclerc. I don't think we'll be able to keep up with the Red Bull. It's already 2.5 seconds, and that'll just grow exponentially. No pit stops to really make a strategy call, so I don't think there's going to be much on the horizon. So I'm actually told by Jeff that there's an issue with my car. Those like mechanical failures and technical errors obviously enabled fully, like for the AI, and hopefully that doesn't mean anything, as we're still going, keeping our distance with Charles Leclerc, 0.5 of a second as it pops up, as we have a severe engine issue and we actually have to retire. And I thought they were taking control as I just ran myself into the barriers, but they're Elmere Games with our first retirement of the career mode. You can see I forgot to record the end cutscene, but Verstappen wins from Hamilton, from Perez, from Bottas, and he extends his lead in the championship. So that's quite annoying. Round 4 done and dusted though, as we're actually gonna have Monaco next weekend. I haven't been that great around Monaco, but maybe we can do something with my team career mode. I'm actually going to do some stuff. See, it looks like that mechanic fella happened. We get 0 R&D though from it, which is where we got $4.6 million now, and I'm going to actually buy a fabrication upgrade on the aero side, and I'm going to invest some of that 2k R&D into this ECU upgrade on the engine side of things that should come in after the Monaco Grand Prix. But thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for some more. Have a good one, and goodbye.